Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Welcome everyone for the Sunday evening session on Bhagavad Gita. So let us start with today's session by offering auspicious prayers. Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langhayate girim yat kripatham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So let us start with today's session, and we're discussing Bhagavad Gita. And today's topic is karma in depth. And we dedicate this presentation to Srila Prabhupada, who has been a great teacher, spiritual master, preceptor, who actually taught the way of living a holistic life. Or else, how many people in this world know how to live a holistic life? It's only by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who went all around and who taught us that how to live a holistic life, following the Shastric injunction, following the Shastra, that is Vedic scriptures. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, and we seek blessings from Srila Prabhupada so that we understand this very, very complicated, critical subject matter called karma. Very difficult to understand. But then, if the mercy of such exalted acharyas is there on us, then we'll be able to understand surely. So let's revise some concepts of level 1. I'm sure we all might be remembering some of the aspects. So if we suppose we have to differentiate between good karma and bad karma. So I'm sure all of you have gone through those sessions, be it in mantra meditation or be it in Gita course, where we are talking about just by seeing one activity, we cannot classify it as good or bad, because the intention of the person and the situation and circumstance matters a lot. So considering all that, we can categorize some activity as good, some activity as bad. Good activities will lead to punya and bad activities will lead to papa. So in this way, we understand that good activities will actually give a reaction by which a person can enjoy. Everything will be good. And when there are bad activities, the reactions which come will be very, very, very difficult to overcome. Person suffers like anything at that time. So in this way, papa and punya, now we understand. Yes. Now, another important concept which is spoken is about akarma. So akarma, we all might have heard in one of our sessions. So karma or good karma gives reaction, that is punya. Vikarma or bad karma gives the reaction, that is papa. Akarma, when it is done, there is no reaction because akarma is on the spiritual platform. So when the activities are done on the spiritual platform, there is no reaction. And this akarma will actually help us to break the cycle of birth and death. Let's try to understand these concepts in a much, much deeper way today. Because when we go deep in the aspect of karma, we'll actually go deep in the aspect of mind also. That what is happening in the mind? Why is it the same sinful activities repeating? And so on and so forth. One of the questions will be answered today. That why is it the people who are having addictions, why are they not able to leave it? Why are people committing the same sinful activity again and again? So today we're going to see very, very technical details to all this. And towards the end of the session, I'll take some questions, maybe around 8 o'clock or 8:15, something like that. And you all can post your questions. So let's get into the depth of this topic, karma. So Krishna is actually making this very, very explicit. He's saying, Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmanah, akarmanascha bodhavyam, gahana karmano gatihi. He's saying, oh Arjuna, these intricacies of karma are not very easy to understand, very hard to understand, he says. Therefore, one should properly learn what is action, what is forbidden action, what is inaction. So let's try to learn this. Now, this is a very nice chart which I'm going to display now. If anyone who understands this chart, the person will be clear about the superficial aspects of karma. So let's start. Now, whenever we do some activity, it is for sense gratification, for a materialist in this world. Why someone wants to do something in this world? I want to enjoy. Yes. Everywhere where we go, now we want enjoyment. Why do we go to restaurants? When I eat, I'll feel that enjoyment. Why someone goes to theater? Oh, when I watch the movie, I'll enjoy. And so on and so forth. Every place, every single point, the person actually expects enjoyment or happiness by gratifying all the senses which are there in the body. So this is the activity that everyone does in this material world. Now look at this classification. So now this is there. So now sense gratification is advised by the Lord. According to scriptures, it is punya. So this is a very nice point to understand. See, we have got senses. Now, but obviously will gratify the senses. But now if we say that no, gratifying senses is not proper, then what will we do? Because we have senses. That body, we have got senses. 5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 working senses. Knowledge acquiring senses are eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and skin, that is touch. And 5 working senses are speech and speech, hands, legs, genitals, and rectum. These are the 5 who are working senses. Now, all these things are there in the body, and if suppose someone says, no, you shouldn't gratify your senses. Arey Baba, how is it possible? We want to gratify senses. Tell us some way. So now, one way is refer to Vedic scriptures. And Vedic scriptures will tell that, okay, in so and so way you can gratify your senses. And if someone refers to Vedic scriptures and does sense gratification, such a person will get punya because he's following scriptures. It's karma. So he'll get punya. Reaction is punya. But now if someone doesn't follow the Vedic scriptures, what happens? When someone doesn't follow the Vedic scriptures, that person is doing sense gratification, but he's actually committing sin, vikarma, papa. Why? It's pretty simple. No, it's like we are not following the laws that is given. So what will happen? The person will be punished for the same. So in this way, it's very important to understand that what is punya and what is papa. But now let me make a statement which will confuse all the concepts that we have learned. Punya and papa, both are papa. Punya and papa that we just discussed, both are papa. Why? Now you see, government it has authorized some wine shops. So there are some legal, some illegal. Yes. So now suppose a person goes and drinks in the legal wine shop, authorized wine shop, that is punya. If someone goes and drinks the wine in an unauthorized, illegal wine shop, that is papa. Tell me which is good. Tell me which is good. Both are sinful. Both are sinful. So both of them are bad. Similarly, when someone does punya, what happens? When someone does punya, when someone does good karma, he'll get punya. Now he has to take birth again in this material world to enjoy that punya. When someone does papa, he has to take birth again in this material world to suffer for the same. And like this, the person is not able to end the cycle of birth and death. He's stuck in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Birth, death, old age, and disease. He's stuck completely. So both papa and punya are actually bad because we have to take birth again. See, what is the goal of human life? The goal of human life is to break the cycle of birth and death. There is no other goal in human life. Obviously, many times people ask that how to make short-term goals, how to make long-term goals. Actually, there's only one goal. That is breaking the cycle of birth and death. Short-term, long-term, etc. is all our mental concoction. There's only one final goal, that is breaking the cycle of birth and death. But then, if our activities are not leading to that, then we are not doing justice, not to the human form of life. So how to do justice to human form of life? How can we break the cycle of birth and death? Because any activity we do, it can be categorized as punya, it can be categorized as papa. So we cannot stop doing activities. So how to do the activity? Here comes the concept of akarma, a very, very important concept. Look at this. The activities which are done for the pleasure of the Lord, they are akarma, and since they are akarma, there'll be no reactions. So this is a very, very important point, to understand, because once we understand this, then we can actually mold our entire life and all our activities in such a way that we'll be able to do some activities which will have no reactions. But now the question is, TK, you're saying serve the Lord. Understood. But then what about my senses? How will my senses be gratified? Because I've got senses. Oh, okay, I'll serve the Lord, but how will my senses be gratified? One very important point to understand here is, when we serve the Lord, we will be satisfied completely. When all our activities are directed towards giving pleasure to Krishna, automatically we will be satisfied. I think in some of the session I'd given this example. Say, a master, he's going in the car, so he's sitting behind, driver is there in front. Now the master tells the driver that, you switch on the AC, switch on the music. He does that. And now there's cool breeze in the car, music, is very nicely is going on. So the master tells the servant or the driver, yes, you wear sweater and you close your ears. No, you cannot hear the music. You cannot feel the sweet and cool breeze that is coming from the AC. Now it's but obvious. He's sitting in front. He will get more pleasure than the person sitting behind. Yes. So one thing we have to understand here is, when we serve the master, when we serve Krishna, first thing that is going to happen is we will feel that satisfaction. And I'm sure all of you are already experiencing. If not, then why 133 people will come to hear a bald person? Everyone here are experiencing that. So there's some satisfaction. Why? We are serving Krishna. Just imagine our 10 minutes of chanting or 2 hours of chanting, whatever we are doing, mantra meditation or japa, whatever you call it as, hearing this class, all this, just we are doing it for some time and we feel so much of satisfaction. Just imagine entire life, whatever activities we are doing, if we do it for the pleasure of Krishna, can you imagine how much satisfaction will be there? So who will be satisfied first, Krishna or we? We will be satisfied first. And seeing our satisfaction and our selfless service, Krishna will be satisfied. So in this way, when we do devotional service, firstly, we are freed from papa and punya of this world. So there is no question of not taking birth again. And the best thing is, when we do devotional service, we get something very, very high. That is, we'll be able to break the cycle of birth and death. That is one. But more importantly, we'll attain Krishna. We'll go home back to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan, one of the topmost Vaikuntha planets. So in this way, all of us have to be innovative, in our day-to-day life. How can I direct this particular activity for pleasure of Krishna? How can I do this? I'm doing my office work. How can I dedicate this activity for the pleasure of Krishna? I'm cooking. How can I do this activity for the pleasure of Krishna? I'm studying. Students can say, I'm studying. So how can I direct this activity for the pleasure of Krishna? It all depends on the intention. Whom are we doing for? Like, for example, sometimes people ask, Prabhuji, if we remember Krishna all the time, how will we code? How will we do our activities? I'm sure you all might have seen, even when I was working, I saw this. Now, I saw my managers. They had in the cabin, whenever we would go, we would see the family photo there. And there was one greeting card also, which was stuck. And, very, it was easily one can make out that some child has made this greeting card, those handwriting and all that. Now he would code and he would look up, he would code and look up. Now, whom is he working for? He's working for his family. Now, when he's thinking that he's working for his family, he's not able to do his work. He's able to. But then his intentions are very clear. Why am I doing it? Oh, my child, for him. Oh, my wife, for her. So that is the mood. Similarly, when we're doing our work, if we have that mood that, yes, I'm doing it for Krishna, then automatically those activities will become akarmic activities, or activities which will not give any reaction, because those activities are done for the pleasure of Krishna. Like, for example, when someone is working, and at the end of the month, when salary comes, he gives part of it as donation to the temple. Now, automatically that mood is there. Oh, I have to work now because I want to give donation to the temple. Yes, I'm working for Krishna. When some lady is cooking in the kitchen, she can have this mood. I'm cooking for Krishna. I'm cooking for Krishna. I'm going to offer bhoga to Krishna. I have to cook it very nicely. Now, someone is studying. Oh, I have to study properly. Now, so that I can set a proper example in society that how a Krishna devotee should be. So in this way, if everyone starts focusing on this, that how can I dedicate this activity for the pleasure of Krishna, our entire day, all the activities will become akarmic activities and will become eligible to attain the ultimate perfection. So in this way, we understand there are two branches to one aspect called karma. One branch is sense gratification. Another branch is gratifying Krishna's senses, giving pleasure to Krishna. One is sense gratification, that is our selfish activities. And another one is basically selfless devotional service that we are doing. So be it papa or punya on the material platform, that is papa itself, because that will hold us in this material world. Yes. And when it comes to devotional activity, when we do proper intention, proper mood, and proper selflessness, what will happen? We will not get any reaction. Hope this concept is very clear. So I spent a lot of time just explaining this particular concept. Now let's move on to the next slide and see the after effects of karma. So it's a very nice verse from Padma Puran. It says, Jalajanava lakshani sthavara laksha vimshati kramayo rudra sankhyaakaha pakshinam dasha lakshanam trimsal lakshani pashavaha chatur lakshani manushaha. So here it is said, Jalaja Nava Lakshani. Aquatics. How many aquatics are there? Nava Lakshani, 9 lakh species. Sthavara. Sthavara means the trees and plants, which don't move. How many? Laksha Vimshati. That is 20 lakhs. Laksha Vimshati. 20 lakhs of species, not number. 20 lakhs of species, different types of species. Kremayo, Rudra. Kremayo, insects. How many? Rudra Sankhyaakaha. That is 11 lakhs species. Pakshinam, birds. How many? Dasha Lakshanam. 10 lakh species. Trimshal Lakshani Pashavaha. Trimshal Lakshani Pashavaha is basically 30 lakhs of what? Pashavaha, quadrupeds, 4-legged animals. Chatur Lakshani Manushaha. How many species of human beings? 4 lakh species of human beings. Look at this. Yes. 4 lakh species of human beings. Now let's try to understand what is after effect talking about. Very important. So in human life, whatever activities we do, that will actually determine which species will enter. Are we going to go to the higher aspects or higher realm, or are we going to drown in the lower species of life? So whatever now categories were given, those are the number of species. Even in humans, we have different number of species, 4 lakh species, it said. And all these species are basically categorized on the level of consciousness. Even the demigod bodies, Devi Devata's bodies are included in these 4 lakh species. Yes. Like starting from uncultured, uncivilized, going up to demigods, even till the body of Brahma, all that is categorized as 4 lakh species. And we are there somewhere in between. Now, our entire life is the activities that we do in our entire life. They actually determine that what is going to be our next body. Sometimes people say, why I have born like this? Why I've got these parents? Why I've got this spouse? Why I've got these kids? Why? I decided. In the past, I decided this. In the past life, I have decided. It's not that someone gave it to me. No, just like that. It was given to us. The body was given to us. Why? Because we deserve it. We were doing all nonsense and accordingly we have got a body. Yes. So in this way, we have to understand this is a very important concept that we need to understand. Sometimes people are very much disgusted with their own body. I don't understand sometimes when people have dark color, dark complexion. They apply so much of cream to make it white. Why? What is the need? Everyone has got their own color, own complexion. We can be happy with it. We are unique. Now, why should we imitate someone? But then, no. Fair and handsome, fair and lovely. How will all that be sold? for their pleasure, for the company to run, and so that the owner of the company does not starve and die. All the people are supporting in the world. If we just understand this concept of karma, life will be very, very peaceful. Chanakya Pandit, he says that one should be satisfied with some things. I don't remember all of them, but first 2 I remember. He said one should be satisfied with one's spouse. Now, whatever it is, whatever we have got, whichever person has come in our life as our spouse, one should be satisfied with that person. Now, if the person is not satisfied, then there'll be a lot of problem. Then there'll be adultery, illicit sex. Yes. Why one should be satisfied? Whatever I deserve, I've got that. There's no question of looking here and there. Whatever I deserve, I've got it. Yes. And then it is said that one should be satisfied with one's bhojana, whatever food one is eating. Now, this is also very nice to understand. See, at times we will see, at least I have personally experienced, that when we are destined to not eat that particular day, even if it's a grand feast that is made in the house, still some incident will happen, some fight will happen at home, and the person will not be able to put even a grain of food in the mouth, and it will not go down also. He will not be interested at all. Yes. So it's the karma itself which actually decides the number of grains which has to enter into the mouth. It is said in Hindi, "Dane dane pe likha hai khane walon ka naam." I heard this before coming to Krishna's consciousness. I heard this, but after coming to Krishna consciousness, I understood what it is. That's the truth. Sometimes people literally struggle. No, I'll not eat this. I'll not eat that. Whatever comes, we have to be satisfied, and especially if it's prasad, we have to be satisfied. Whatever comes. Just imagine if we start getting satisfaction from small things, our entire life will be satisfied. But then if we keep cribbing about every small thing that is there in life, why this is happening like this, why that is happening like this, what will happen? We'll never be satisfied. So one thing we have to tell is, whatever I have done, that is coming to me. So where is the question of thinking? Where is the question of complaining? Right? So this is the concept of karma, which actually helps us to understand what is happening in my life and why is it happening in my life. Now, this is one aspect, that how to live current life. Now, let's understand that how next body is created. Let's understand that. Now, entire life, suppose the person is too much addicted to doing some nonsensical activities. So the material nature and Krishna himself, both of them, they'll think, see, I gave him a human form and he's actually acting like an animal. So he wants to be an animal. Let me give him animal body. Like, for example, when someone is too much addicted to sensual activities, sexual activities, too much addicted. So the God will say, or Krishna will say, material energy will say that, okay, see, this person just wants to do this activity. So why give a human body which is meant for something higher purpose? Let's direct him towards, let's map him to another body, and they'll map to a body of an animal or a bird, which are just doing that, like monkeys. Pigeons, every 3 hours they get into this activity. Okay, we do this. A person is very much interested into eating flesh all the time. So, you're so much interested. Why you want a human body? Human body is meant to have prasadam. If you are not able to do that, okay, become a lion, become a tiger. Mast khane milega. Enjoy. And then, suppose someone is too much addicted, to doing some activity, which is random. Like for example, just keep running all the time. Krishna says, okay, you want to run, become a cheetah. Next life, what is the problem? So current act, and also another thing, we are very much suppose someone is addicted to eat here and there, everywhere, whatever they get. So next life, a person will become hog. What is the problem? See, in this way, the bodies are mapped. We have to be very, very intelligent to understand this. This is how the bodies are mapped. Why? Because human form is given to some higher purpose. Animal form is just meant for eating, sleeping, mating, defending. And in this also we will see that some animals are expert in eating. Like for example, elephants, tons of food they will eat, eating, sleeping. So there are some animals who are expert in sleeping, like the polar bears and that tortoise. All of them, they get into hibernation for years together. They are expert in sleeping. Mating, monkeys and pigeons and so many other animals, they're expert in mating. Defending, we have so many animals who are expert in defending, like snakes and others, which are there. So in this way, animals, they're expert in doing these activities. But then when it comes to human beings, they cannot compete with animals. But that currently what we're doing, we're trying to compete with animals. This body is given for a higher purpose. This realization became very strong one particular day when a feast was made here in ISKCON Whitefield. Huge feast was there, and all the items that was made, that was my favorite. I liked all the items that was made. I took the plate and then I was like, "That's the party here. Let me have." And then I took, and then I started eating. After I completed that, I was still looking at the items which are there. I want to have, but I cannot have. Done. Tummy is this much. It has to be filled this much only. So we have a saturation level. We have a threshold point. We cannot go beyond that. So when we start competing with animals, okay, saying elephant eats this much, okay, I'll also eat. Maybe we'll not think like that, but we might do those activities in that perspective. So one thing we have to understand is we cannot compete with animals in any of the activities. No, we cannot. They are expert in these 4 activities. But we have to become expert in understanding the higher aspects of life because we have got this intelligence. Higher inquiry that why currently this is happening to me. How can I get rid of this cycle of birth and death? How can I get a realm where it's only bliss and nothing else? How can I understand who am I? How can I understand what is my eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What is that process? How can I do it very, very properly? These are the questions that human beings should have. But if all the intelligence is just utilized, how can I eat? What should I cook today? Maybe I'll make the recipe like this, recipe like that. How should I make this, this way, that way? How should I sleep? Maybe on this bed, that. What nonsense is this? The body is meant for this or what? Human body. Human body is meant for thinking something higher. But then I'll give you an activity. Suppose you go out on the streets. Please observe the hoardings. Please observe the various shops. And also, if you are a person who is still watching TV, observe the advertisements. All these will be just talking about these 4. Observe and let me know next session. Only these 4. Eating. How to eat nicely. Ready to eat. This and that, whatever, this restaurant, that restaurant. How to eat better. Second, sleeping. Then you'll see all those mattresses, example. And the person will be on the mattress and sleeping so nicely, holding the pillow. Yes. And the person who has got insomnia will be thinking, when will I be able to sleep like this? Third, mating. That also how explicitly it is shown nowadays. In defending all those policies which are there, life insurance policies, all those, whatever. Those, and then also the various doors, the safety doors and other things, whatever. Hope you all understand. Just observe what is basically the entire society trying to do. Entire society is just trying to do these 4 activities, utilizing the higher intelligence of what Lord has given to us. Using that, all of us are doing that. What are scientists doing? Tell me. how to do these four things in a better way. That's what scientists are doing. Tell me, what is the difference? What is the difference between animals and us now? So this is a very important eye opener, for everyone. That every day, what am I doing? Am I focusing on these four, or do I have something? These four are to be done, because to maintain the body. But then, do I have some higher goal or not? If I don't have a higher goal, I'll be completely frustrated in life. If I have higher goal, I will be blissful because I'll be marching towards the higher goal. Another activity you all can do is observe those people who are just into these four activities. Externally, if you ask them how are you, they'll say fine only. But then try to go deep, try to scratch a bit in your discussions, and you'll see how miserable the person is. And then you talk to a spiritualist who is having a higher goal in life. You talk to him. No, you see the depth that the person will have in the life. So in this way, we understand that whatever currently the activities we are doing, based on that, we will get the next body. So every activity that we are doing is actually creating the body, is actually creating the next body. So if someone is doing a devotional activity, he's actually creating a spiritual body. So we have to decide what we have to do. Or make another body in this world, or make a spiritual body in the spiritual world. So like that, we have a choice. We have a choice to make. So this is the first after effect of karma. That is, depending on one's karma, the person will either go up or the person will glide down to the lower species. When a person might go to heavenly planet and enjoy Ramba, Urvashi, Menaka, all those beautiful celestial girls, have somras, kick will be there, but at the same time there'll be no side effects. That is somras. And so many other wonderful enjoyment is there. There's no old age in the heavenly planet, and there's no death in the heavenly planet. It's like the person will glide down directly. Now, when the punya finishes, he just falls down to this material world. I mean, this earthly planet. And when someone is doing too much of sin, that person will go to hellish planet. And in between somewhere, some person will get animal body, human body. So in this way, we are actually preparing our next body. This is the point that I wanted to highlight. Now let's see the next after effect. What is the next after effect? Now we are going to go a bit technical. Now the next after effect. So this is the shloka from Padma Puran and is quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukham kramenaiva praliyate Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. There are different stages of dormant reactions to sinful activities to be observed in a sinful life. Sinful reactions may be just waiting to take effect, phalonmukha. Reactions may be still further dormant, kuta, or the reactions may be in the seed-like state, bija. In any case, all types of sinful reactions are vanquished, one after another, if a person engages in the devotional service of Lord Vishnu. Now, the concept that we're going to discuss now will be an eye-opener for everyone today. And after learning this concept, we'll be very, very careful in our day-to-day activity. What we are seeing, what we are eating, what we are listening to, what we are touching, what we are smelling. Now, let me explain this concept. Very nice concept. Superficially, I have already explained this in some of the sessions. That whatever activities we are doing in our day-to-day life, all those activities creates impression on our mind. And all those impressions which are there, they will actually come into picture some or the other time in future. So now there are some terminologies. Let's try to understand. There's a chart which I would like to display to explain this concept. So please look at this, and the ones who are noting it down, you can make this chart also, very important. Now look at, this is the second impact or the effect of karma, after effects of karma. What is that? Look at this chart. Let's start with papa. Papa means sinful action, any sinful action the person does. Aprarabdha, no, just okay, see the names first. Aprarabdha. Then aprarabdha is divided into two. One is prarabdha and phala. And then the other is kutam and bijam. Again, I repeat, look at the slide. I'm going to remove the slide to explain. So papam is sinful reaction, sinful action. That leads to a prarabdha. I'm sure you might have heard this prarabdha, parabdha terms, but we might not be knowing the meanings. We'll try to understand that today. And our prarabdha is divided into two. Prarabdha, which leads to phala, and the second one is kutam, bijam, and there is an arrow which goes up to papam. Now let's try to understand this very, very important concept for today. Now, whenever we do a papa, let's consider only papa, because whatever we do in this world, be it punya or papa, is papa only. That's what we understood. So now whenever we do some sinful activity, the first thing that will happen is that sinful activity will actually give rise to some reactions. Now those reactions are stored in the bank, our karma bank. It is stored. It is not withdrawn yet. It is stored. So that is called as a prarabdha. It has not yet manifested. So papa, whatever sinful activity we have done, that will lead to a prarabdha, that is unmanifested reaction, that is stored in our karma bank. Now there are the two categories that we saw, the lines that were leading to two different entities. One is prarabdha. I'm sure everyone might have heard this word prarabdha. Sometimes people say, this was my prarabdha. And if you ask what is prarabdha, I don't know. People use it, so I also use this word prarabdha. So what is this prarabdha? Prarabdha means manifested reactions. It's like I've withdrawn some money. It was stored, whatever papa I did, reactions are stored in the bank, that is our prarabdha. Then I go and withdraw some of it. That is prarabdha, the one that we have withdrawn. Now, in our current life, what is prarabdha in our life, which is already decided, which is already manifested? In the past life, whatever sinful actions were done, those are already manifested in our life. What are those? Birth. So our birth is decided. Who will be our parents are decided based on prarabdha karma. Our death is also decided based on prarabdha karma. How many grains the person will eat, how many breaths the person will take, and who will be the spouse, what about the kids. All of that is decided by prarabdha karma. How much money the person will earn. So different junctions in our life are actually decided by prarabdha karma. Now, so this is prarabdha karma, which is already predestined, pre-decided. It's like I've withdrawn the money. I know now what is there with me. So I know what are different things which are already there in my life. So all of that is prarabdha karma, fixed. You cannot change it now. Now there is something called as something which remains. Still the money is there in the bank. So that is considered to be kutam. Kutam means sinful disposition, tendency to sin. And then when it grows, when it is going to about to manifest, first it actually comes in the form of bija. Bija means desire to sin. And then when the desire comes, then the person will actually sin, do a sinful activity, that is action. Yes. So now see, whenever we do some activity, so these are two things that are going to happen: prarabdha and aprarabdha. Sorry, prarabdha and kutam. These are two things. Now let's discuss about kutam. Hope prarabdha is clear, where the already things are manifested in our life, or which are going to manifest in future also. No, those which are decided already. Those are prarabdha. Now let's discuss about kutam, bijam, and papam again. Now kutam is basically the sinful disposition. I've done some sinful activity. And after doing that sinful activity, obviously I'll get papa. That is there. There's no question of that. But along with that, another very important thing has happened. There's a stamp, there's an impression, strong impression that is made on the mind. That is called as kutam, sinful disposition. That actually, that tendency is there to sin. Naturally, that tendency is there to sin. And then with time, what happens is that sinful disposition, slowly it matures as a desire. Bijam. It manifests as a desire. Now the person actively starts desiring. What is kutam? There is no active desiring. It's already there. That sinful tendency is already there. Now there's an active desire that is there, that yes, I want to do this particular sin. So in this way, when the person desires to sin, then he'll actually commit a sinful activity. So this is a very important cycle, which we need to understand. Now let's take the example of a drunkard. drunkard or a moon mongler, you can take any example. This we'll be able to understand this cycle. I'll just take one. The rest you can do your homework. Now, suppose a drunkard. By the way, drinking is a sin. Intoxication is a sin. And the punishment for this particular sin is in the hellish planet, the person is given a very nice drink. And that drink gives a lot of kick. You know what is that drink? Molten iron, hot molten iron. And is fed, chalo drink, you want kick, chalo drink and get whatever kick you want. And this will happen for many, many thousands of years. His body will not be allowed to die. A different body is given, which is robust, but very, very sensitive. And in that mouth, this very nice kicking substance is put. That is molten, liquid, hot iron. Now it is sin. So aprarabdha. Now he has deposited. He has drunk once. Every time when a person takes one glass of whatever alcohol, there is credits he's depositing in the bank. Now aprarabdha. Now that will manifest as that is prarabdha. He will get a sinful bad body in future, where some problem will be there in the body. People around will be like that. Like maybe he might be born very poor. He might have a very, very ugly face or whatever. I'm just giving a rough example to understand the scenario. That is prarabdha, that is done. But now what will happen is he has taken another life, but still that sinful tendency is there. Tendency to drink is already there. Yes. So it is still hidden. But then what happens when he sees things happening around? He sees a shop, Madhuloka. He sees that. And he I don't know why people name. Sometimes the names are very funny. Balaji Wines. Balaji will be thinking, "Arey baapre, what these people are doing?" Yes. People might think that by naming Balaji Wines, I'll not get any sins, but then they don't understand that they're actually doing sinful activity. Just changing the name will not work. Changing the activity will actually work. Now, what's happening? The person has a tendency, and as soon as he sees, there's a desire that comes. Oh, I want to try it. I want to try it what it is. I want to feel it how it is. And then that desire, one day it will strongly manifest. That desire will become very strong. Now he'll be just passing by. Every day he's passing by and he keeps seeing, oh, Madhuloka. There's a glass and then there's a bottle from which the picture shows something is falling inside. And many people are going inside, and there's a big line, especially in the Corona time, because there is some time slot. So we have to go in that only. So there's a big line of something is there. I have to try this, what it is. Let me go and see it, what it is. And then slowly the person will get that desire. Now this desire becomes more strong and strong and strong. And finally, one day he'll go and stand in the line. And then he'll get his own. And then he'll try. And he'll start feeling very good after having that. Now what is happening? He went into that cycle. That impression was already there, from past. And now that impression has manifested as desire. Now it has matured into action. And now action is sinful. So again, it will go back to Papa. And then again, the same thing and same and same and same. This cycle, the person is stuck very, very badly. Even if that person is taken to a rehabilitation center, even if he is given n number of medicines, n number of injections, can these remove the tendency that is there in the heart? Kutam, is it possible? Is it possible to remove bijam, the desire? This is how amazing our Shastras are. It doesn't talk just about superficial aspect of life. It talks about the deep, subtler aspect of life. And just by understanding this, now a person can actually think of some solution, and solution already given in Shastra. So in this way, this entire cycle manifests so nicely. I'll display now. I think now everyone can understand what I spoke. Now see, the person now has drunk alcohol. Yes, aprarabdha. Now that papa now is stored. The papa credits are stored in the bank. That is unmanifest. Abhi tak manifest nahi hua. It's not manifested yet. Prarabdha. Now then some of it has manifested. Maybe he has got a sinful body where some problems are there in the body, or family which has a lot of problems, or whatever. So Many things will happen. I'm just giving a rough example to understand. And now the other one you see, the other side, Kutam. Now manifested thing is different, where he's suffering for that already. But then he's suffering for the sinful activity that he has done in the past. But now, unfortunately, that tendency to sin is still there. And now he's going to commit the same sin, because that sinful disposition will lead to a strong desire, and a strong desire will lead to papa. Look at this very amazing cycle, that is told. It's a very, very important thing, that we need to understand, that how these things work in our life. Because once we actually get into this cycle, we might not understand how to come out of it. But then, when we ask Shastra, that how to come out of it, we'll actually get some solution. Let me give you some examples from Bhagavatam to understand what is the solution to get out of it. And before that, I would like to make a point here, that in our day-to-day life, we have to be very, very careful what activities we are doing. We cannot live a so-called carefree life. We cannot. Our life should be in accordance to Shastra, to Vedic injunction. We cannot depend on what is media saying, what are movies saying. We cannot just resonate with whatever is coming in the screen. We have to see what is given in the Shastra. Because see, we are contaminated. Please understand, we all are contaminated. Why? From many, many lifetimes we are committing sins. We are contaminated. With this contaminated mind, how can I understand what is right, what is wrong? I have to refer to Shastra to understand what is right, what is wrong. Yes? So many times people debate, eating non-veg is right. Who told eating non-veg is right? But I used to debate myself, In fact, I used to, when I was a meat eater a decade back, I used to make my vegetarian friends to eat non-veg. I was a good debater at that time. I would give them all the scientific analysis and tell them, see, proteins are there in this. Our teeth have, canine teeth are there. See, they're pointed. It is meant for eating non-veg. This particular thing, that particular thing. And the person would say, "Theek hai, chalo, I'll eat. Come, let's go, let's go." So the point is that, when someone does not follow Shastra, they will have their own stuff to tell. Now, I'm just taking this example. Please don't get offended. The ones who are still into non-vegetarian food. No, I'm not telling anything about it. I'm just telling that how foolish the ideas are of people. In the morning Bhagavatam class, I was sharing this. As people have this, that notion. Monday, I'll not eat non-veg. Tuesday, I'll not eat. Saturday, I'll not. No. Why? No, God is seeing me. Sunday is chutti. God is on chutti, vacation. I can do whatever I want. God is chutti. He's on chutti, so I can do whatever I want. What is this nonsense? Tell me. I used to hear this, in my college days. I used to never understand this at all. What is this? What are people talking about? But then one thing which I could understand was, after coming to Krishna consciousness, is, in general, in India, everyone is pious. Everyone. That's how people have taken birth in India. Everyone. And since they're pious, this knowledge is already given what is right, what is wrong, right from birth. And somehow or the other, they want to restrict. But then what to do? This tongue, this boneless muscle which is there in the mouth, that doesn't allow them to stop. And some restriction that they'll make it for themselves, or maybe family members will tell, or whatever it is. Like that, some restrictions will be there, because everyone knows it's a sin. Everyone, there's no one who can say that no, it is not. It is. Everyone knows it. You tell me, on festivals, on big festivals, say Deepavali, why no one makes non-veg and eats on that day? Simple question I'm asking. Why only on that day, nice sweets are made, all sattvic food is made on that day? Why? We can make nice, whatever dishes are there, we can make. No, everyone knows. In India, everyone knows. Foreign, you forget it. One of my friend was telling from foreign that I ordered a veg sandwich, and then I opened and I saw there were some pieces of chicken in that. And then I asked him that I asked for a veg sandwich. He said, "Yeah, this is veg only. Little bit of chicken is added in that." So that is foreign countries. Forget about that. This uncultured place. We're talking about India. In India, everyone knows what it is. I'm just giving one example. Like that, same applies for intoxication, same applies for illicit sex, same applies for gambling. So in this way, everyone knows what is sin, what is not, but still people commit. Why? because they don't know what is Shastra talking about. I always feel this. If I would have got this knowledge, much before, I would have not got into all this activity. My family was a pure vegetarian family, but then no one explained me that there is something like this given in the manual. This is what it is. This is how we should lead our life. I always feel that regret, that why no one told me at that time, why I didn't get Bhagavad Gita, in my childhood. I always feel that guilt, always. Why did I get into all these activities? Because anyone who understands, see, any sane person who reads Shastra and who understands that, yes, this is the manual for life to lead a very holistic life so that we get a good destination, a better destination. Now, such a person will accept whatever is given without any doubt, without any doubt. Yes. So, in this way, following Shastra is very, very important in our day to day life. Another point I would like to make here, that whatever activities we are doing, we should keep a watch. What am I doing? Like, for example, when it comes to people are too much addicted to sensual things, having a lot of sexual desires and so on and so forth. They try to watch so much of nonsense on the internet. All glories to internet, which has made all the private life public. It is said that if we see a nude personality, it takes 10 years to remove that impression that is there in our mind. It remains as the tendency, it goes into that tendency mode. One day it manifests as a strong desire, and a person can do anything. Yes. So this is the point. What am I watching? Nowadays, Lord, these movies which are coming up. I'm sorry, I'm touching all the sensitive points today. Please forgive me, because I've taken a role of a teacher, so I have to put things as it is. Yes. So please forgive me. Please don't get offended. I'm just putting things as it is so that if we are into those activities, we can think of or reconsider to do it or not. You take up any movie now, any movie. Now, there will be a very strong love story that will go through the entire movie. Those scenes which are there are so obnoxious, and those are displayed just like that. Now, when we are seeing that, what is happening? Those sinful impressions are getting printed, and then that goes into the system, and then that will actually manifest very, very badly later. There were some cases, I don't know if I can share that here. Anyways, I'll not share. Very, very contaminated cases. Family members within, brothers and sisters are doing nonsense because of this. Small kids watching all this nonsense and doing nonsense. Brothers and sisters, small kids. It's very difficult to imagine also. Why all this is happening? Because of this. Right from childhood, some people are too much inclined towards sensual activities. Why? It is coming. Kutam is there. Tendency is there. And as soon as the person sees all this nonsense, desire manifests, and then action. Action. This is what will happen. So in this way, the person actually gets into the cycle. Now the question is, Baba, how to get out of the cycle? Please tell us how to get out of this cycle. There is no other way. There's only one way to get out of this cycle. There's no other way. We do n number of material things. We attend n number of seminars. We go for counseling. We pay a huge amount to the counselor for the counseling, for getting out of the cycle. None of them will be able to help us in any way. None of them. Not possible. Whatever medicines we take, it's not possible to come out of the cycle. Which medicine, tell me, which medicine, which counseling will actually go deep in that subtler aspect of our life and remove those tendencies? Tell me, which medicine can do that? Which counseling can do that? Which other material activity can do that? No, there's nothing that is available. But there is one that goes deeper and deeper and deeper and goes to a spiritual platform. And that is called as devotional service, bhakti. Bhakti is on the spiritual platform, and all these tendencies are still material on the subtler platform. So what happens? Bhakti has that power to destroy all these tendencies. It is given that this, when we do bhakti, devotional service, chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna, what happens? All those tendencies, all those desires, and all those papa that is there, the reactions, everything is burnt right from scratch. Everything is removed. So the cleaning that is happening when we do bhakti, that cleaning is happening very, very deep within the subtler aspect. And when that cleaning happens, then automatically there's no tendency, there's no desire. Why will the person sin? And what is the proof for this? I have a strong proof for this. Prabhupada did this when he went to West. When Prabhupada went to West, They were hippies in that Bauri, in that place. They were hippies. They were meat eaters. No meat eater can compete with them. They were drunkards. They were taking LSD drugs. Completely intoxicated. One day Prabhupada was sitting and writing his book, and the room he was sharing with was a proper drug addict. And one day there was a drug overdose, and he came to the partition where Prabhupada was there, and he was about to hit Prabhupada to kill him. Prabhupada ran for his life from that place. At that place, Prabhupada was preaching. And then, when Prabhupada was there in that place, he could see in open illicit sex is happening. Gambling, it's just happening like that. So these four activities were like dharma for them. Their day-to-day activity, dharma. Meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, intoxication was dharma for them. That's what they were following. But what did Prabhupada do, tell me? Old man, 70 years old, with a thick Bengali accent. His English had a thick Bengali accent. All of them never heard about Krishna, never. Once Prabhupada was giving a class, there were 3 people sitting in the class. It was initial, very, very initial days when he started giving class. And he started telling about Krishna. And then he looked at them and he asked, do you know Krishna? Complete silence. And there was a huge, the faces were all blank. And that day it is described that Prabhupada became very sad that these people don't know who is Krishna. He became very sad. To such a place Prabhupada was preaching. Can you imagine this? What did Prabhupada do? He chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He went to the Tompkins Square Park and he chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the famous tune. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Even today, that park which is there, and under the tree under which Prabhupada sat and did kirtan, that tree is named as with the name of Prabhupada because he did that miracle there. So what did Prabhupada do? He chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He attracted all the hippies, and then he taught them how to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on beats. He taught them how to cook sattvic food, how to offer it to Krishna, and how to have prasadam. He spoke from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me tell you one incident. Prabhupada was cooking, and there were some initial disciples who were assisting Prabhupada. There was one lady who was assisting Prabhupada, and she told Prabhupada that Prabhupada, Swamiji, they would all call us Swamiji, not Prabhupada. Swamiji, I want to smoke. Now, can you imagine? You're cooking for the Lord and she's saying that I want to smoke. And Prabhupada said, okay, go out and do that. And while coming, wash your hands and come inside. To that level, patience and tolerance Prabhupada exhibited. And to all of them, from that degraded platform, where no one can think of coming out of it, the person should die in the same addiction. But what Prabhupada did, Prabhupada taught them how to do devotional service, how to do bhakti. He fed them prasad. Initially, Prabhupada, what he did was he just fed them prasad and he just did kirtan and he gave class. And with time, there was a huge transformation where all of these hippies, they gave up their addictions completely. Miracle, complete miracle. No one in the past has seen this miracle. Obviously, Shastras talk about it, but then practically Prabhupada showed to the entire world that just by practicing bhakti, even if you're stuck in that cycle of papam, kutam, bijam, papam, still entire thing will be burnt if someone practices bhakti. And what is bhakti all about? Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Doing various activities under the guidance of a guide, spiritual guide. Reading spiritual books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing discourses on Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes. Having prasadam. That's why we have all these different vows, the oath that we take. Why do we take an oath saying I'll not do this particular thing, I'll do this? Why? Because it is needed. It is a part of bhakti. Yes. So when we do all this, what happens? Now the person is slowly and steadily starts becoming intense in devotional service, and with the intense fire of devotional service, all the reactions, all the tendencies, and all the bija, all the seeds are burned. And all the ones who are good at cooking, you know that once you fry the seeds, they will never sprout. Yes. Similarly, the seeds which are there inside the sinful seeds, they will never sprout. Once they are burnt, once they are fried very nicely. And that frying process is devotional service. So anytime you come across any person who is stuck in addiction into all these four activities, the only thing that we have to do is engage the person in devotional service. Suppose we ourselves are stuck and you're listening to me today, say, make sure that you take up bhakti very, very seriously. And with time, you'll see the miracle. With time, you'll see. I personally have seen. Now, I was very happy because Prabhupada did that and we heard about it. We read about it. But then, I wanted to see it personally also. Does it really happen like that? And I saw that in my own students. There were people, who were hardcore meat eaters. They gave it up just like that. I asked them, how come you gave it up? He's like, I'm getting something higher. Why should I do this? People who are drunkards, literally drinking 3 times a day, they gave it up. The people who are addicted to pornography and all these nonsense, which I would not like to speak of, they gave all that. They gave it up, all that. And all of them are living a very, very wonderful devotional life. How this is happening? This is miracle. This is miracle of Mahamantra. This is miracle of bhakti. And only fortunate people, few fortunate people like us, the 180 participants here and few participants on YouTube, only we know about this secret. That how can we actually get rid of the cycle? And you know what? Invariably, all of us, in different quantities, we're actually stuck in this cycle. Because no one is pure. If you have taken birth in Kali Yuga, it means we all are sinful. Little, and the quantity of sin might vary. That is different. Quantum of sin might vary. But then all of us are sinful. And all of us are stuck in that cycle. We don't know which cycle that is, in which aspect we don't know. Individually, all of us know. Maybe we might not speak about it. Externally, when we show that we are very pure, but internally we know very well what is the thought process that is going. And how dirty the thought process is, only we know. And why that is happening? Past impressions, that is kutam. And if those thought processes continue, desire will come, strong desire, and after that, we'll actually get into action. So this is the concept of sinful action, aprarabdha, prarabdha, phala. And other part is kutam, bijam, and then it gets into papam. So in this way, we understand that how this karma, I didn't explain all this in the first session because it's very deep. Only people who are practicing, they can understand. Who are seeking for it, they'll understand. So we're covering it now. So only people who are seeking for it, they will understand its entire concept. And it's so deep. All thanks to all our acharyas in the Parampara. How glorious all of them are. They gave this technical chart for us so that we understand it very, very clearly. If they wouldn't have been there, then tell me, how would I understand all this? This is the importance of Parampara. When we get connected to a bona fide Parampara, the Parampara acharyas were liberated. All of them, they actually give us the right dose, right medicine at the right time when we go through their Shastra and what they have written, their works. Because they have literally gone through all the Shastra, they've digested all that, and then they're giving it to us in a very, very simpler form. And what Prabhupada has done, same thing. He has taken all the Vedic scriptures, which are like grains, and he's crushed all that into powder, made it into Cerelac powder for all the babies like us or toddlers in spiritual life. And when we read these books of Srila Prabhupada, every single line is like feeding to the baby. We are getting that energy, that nutrient when we start reading. So it's very important to read Shastra, very important to read books. And since we are there in ISKCON, since we're connected to Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, now we have to read the books given by Srila Prabhupada. And I personally have been doing a comparative study of various books, especially various books in Bhagavad Gita, various commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Those shloka day videos which I record. So I refer to some 4 to 5 books. So what I'm actually noticing is the previous acharyas, they have given wonderful commentaries, but then they're very, very complicated to understand. No, and then when I read Prabhupada's commentary, then it's like, the same thing he has given in the current situation, the modern times, how it is applicable. And then that gratitude for Prabhupada has gone really high. Because what he has done is something unimaginable. He has crushed all that essence of the entire parampara, and then he has just given it in a very, very simple words. And anyone who reads, they'll be able to understand. Yes. So in this way, when we read books of Srila Prabhupada, when we follow what is given in the books of Srila Prabhupada, we will actually get rid of this cycle very, very soon. Very, very soon. And you all will see the miracle in your own life. I need not explain more on this. What is the use of explaining that ice cream pastry looks like this? No, this is the shape and this is the color, and a lot of sweetness is there. This is the flavor. What is the use of explaining? If I just throw it in the mouth of someone, that person will taste it and will say, so nice. Same thing. What is the use of explaining more and more on this? If you all practice, you all will actually relish the same, and you all will see the change and transformation of heart by yourself. So with this, I would like to pause here. Please go ahead and shoot your questions in the chat box, and we'll try to answer till 8:30. No, till 8:20, and then after that we'll do mantra meditation. Okay, if I have started bhakti now, in the end of my 30s, hoping to break this cycle in this life itself, then what about my sinful activities done till now? Will the deposit of all that make me take another life to pay, or will my devotion in the rest of my life help me nullify all that? See, bhakti is very powerful. Please have faith on bhakti. I'm telling from my own personal experience, it's extremely powerful. Devotional service is extremely powerful. If we just practice bhakti every single day intensely, now when we're chanting, it should be intense, where we're calling out for the Lord. That look at my sinful state, oh Lord, look at my sinful state. I've done all these sinful activities. We should be, I always say this not to all those senior students who are there, that become nude in front of the Lord completely. Tell Lord that what all nonsense we have done before, what all nonsense going on in the heart currently also. Tell the Lord, look, this is what I'm thinking. This is how sinful I am, O Lord. This is how patita I am. This is how fallen I am. Yes. And then with that intensity, we have to call out for the Lord. Oh Lord, please help me. Now, how will I be able to do anything in life? I'm a sinful person. This tendency, the kutam which is there, the bijam which is there, how can I get rid of it? I'm stuck completely in this cycle. If you don't help me, O Lord, who will help me? Please help me. With this intense mood, if we chant, tell me, if Lord is glancing on us, showering his mercy, what is this papam, kutam, bijam of this life? Millions of life, whatever we have done, all that will be burnt at one go. And Krishna will literally pick us from our current sinful state. Now we are actually swimming in the gutter. He'll remove us from there and he'll place us in the spiritual realm, back to Godhead. But what is the test here? How sincerely and seriously a candidate is practicing bhakti. This is very, very important. Aisa halka nahi chalega, dicey. One day I chant, another day I don't. And someday, I'm interested to do bhakti, another day I'm not. No, this will not work. Every single day, our intensity should go on increasing up, like a ramp wave. If not ramp wave, at least a linear line. It should be at least constant. If someone can do that, then forget about all the sinful activities and tendencies and all that. Everything will be nullified. Because if Krishna enters our life, what is all this matter in front of him? He is he's completely spiritual. He is the supreme. He's controller of everything. If he desires, like this, he'll remove. In one day, everything will go. But it all depends on how intense we are. Because our bhakti is compared to fire. How intense the fire is, based on that, all the kachara that is there in the heart will get burnt. If our bhakti is chutku, a small spark, how can it burn all the garbage that is there in the heart? It needs a big fire. Then if we do intensely bhakti, there's a big fire. Then that big fire is put in the garbage bin and the entire garbage is burned. So it depends how big our fire is. So based on that, this will be there. It doesn't matter you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or whatever it is. All of us are late. There's no one that who is early. Early means 5 years old person practicing bhakti. That is early, according to Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram acharet pragyoho. He says, bhakti should be practiced from the age of 5. So all of us are not that fortunate that we came to bhakti at the age of. Maybe your kids are fortunate, but we are not. Yes. So it doesn't matter where we are. Now, immediately we have to take up bhakti very, very intensely. Whatever it is, every single day, minimum 4 rounds. That's what we told in the sessions. If possible, chant more than that. Weekends, chant more. Maybe chant 8 rounds, 16 rounds. Sit at one place, try to chant, try to hear. Now try to read books of Srila Prabhupada, apply that in life, hear more lectures, Have only prasadam. Offer it to Krishna without onion garlic food, and then have those sattvic food as prasad, and you'll see the miracle. With time, we'll see the miracle. What is phala in the chart? Phala is that fruit which is already manifested. Like I said, no birth. Who are my parents? So that's phala. That's already manifested. Does ISKCON take classes to prisoners in poverty? Yeah. Our senior leaders, they go into prison. Prabhupada also went into prison, and then he gave classes to them. And we have various branch where we do village preaching, and we have few volunteers who go and preach to the people in the slum area. So we are trying our best not to give this, because we understand if someone is suffering, it means because bhakti is lacking in that person. First thing that we do in ISKCON is distribute prasadam for free to everyone in all the categories. Village people and the slums, etc., what can they give us? Nothing. So what we do is first go and feed them prasad nicely and teach them how to chant. The rest, Krishna will take care. With time, they'll get taste, and they'll start coming to temple, and they'll start doing various services. Yes, it's happening. I've stopped eating eggs since 1.5 to 2 months, but I will have to cook for the family. What can be done in this case? Don't worry too much about all this. Just take care of yourself as of now. And pray to Krishna that please help me. I have stopped it for myself, but please help me to stop it for others also. Yes. Please give them that sukriti. See, why people are not able to give up all this addiction. Let's understand that. Let me cover that point also. See, if someone doesn't have enough spiritual credits, such a person will not be able to give up sinful activities. It is a bit difficult. So we have to be intelligent. All the females who are watching me today, and all the other males who are also into kitchen, everyone who are into cooking. And if you really want to make your family members devotees, now have some separate vessels, and in that cook for Krishna. That vessel should be used for cooking only sattvic food. Nothing else should be cooked in that. Yes, have some separate vessels, cook sattvic food for Krishna, offer it to Krishna, and give it to your family members. At least once in a day, they should have prasad. And you'll see the miracle. Because see, what is lacking is sukruti, spiritual credits. If you increase the spiritual credits of that person without you telling them anything, they automatically will take up to bhakti. They'll give up the sinful activities. So now don't think on the superficial platform that how can I help them? I'll tell them, I'll go and give them a class. Today I heard Kartikeya Prabhu saying this, I'll speak all that. Gutam, Bijam, Papam, etc., etc. Nothing is going to work. Nothing is going to work. Because only people who have spiritual credits, all of them are there today in the live session. Ones who don't have, they're not there in the live session. All your family members. Yes. So we have to be very intelligent. How can I give them spiritual credits? Okay, I'll feed them prasad. I'll chant one extra round for my family members every day. 108 times extra I'll chant for them. So like this, every single day, please endeavor not to give spiritual credits to your family members. And you'll see the miracle. Many devotees in ISKCON, they have come as singles, and then with time the entire family started coming and they started practicing bhakti. So it's possible. It's possible. Understood completely this when I attended for second time. Okay. If I'm part of someone's addiction and person is too close to be avoided, how to cope up with that? I don't know how close the relationship is, but then the most closest relationship we have is with Krishna. And let's do anything and everything to get back to Krishna, whatever possible. Doesn't matter who is close to us. If someone is doing sinful activity and we are supporting that person, we'll also get sinful reactions for that. Already our bank is overflowing with sinful reactions. Why to take more, right? So let's be intelligent. Our goal of life is to attain Krishna, not to please people in this world and give them a nice feeling, goody feeling. No, we are not here for that. Yes, we are here to go back home, back to God, to attain Krishna. So let's live a holistic life and be with those people who are living holistic life. Please suggest movie name on Srila Prabhupada. The Hare Krishna movie, that is the movie name, Hare Krishna movie, you can see that. If you have not watched those 5 session series which I had given, so now I had covered from childhood of Srila Prabhupada till establishment of ISKCON. We'll try to circulate today in all the groups, the entire playlist. So you all can go through and you'll feel like you're watching a movie because the description that is given in the book is so wonderful, which we referred to. Just by reading that, it's so wonderful. It will be like we are watching Prabhupada doing various things. Those hippies who were leading hellish life were then luckier than us as they got in tough of Prabhupada. So if I have been pious and got better life than them, and they being leading ugly life as doing sex and drinking, then how am I lucky? They are lucky. Actually, every Indian is very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. Today afternoon, I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto. So one of the chapters I was reading, Devi Devtas are glorifying. Devi Devtas are glorifying people who take birth in India. Now they are telling that if some pious credits remain, we would like to take birth in India. So we all are pious by background. But at the same time, we have committed a lot of sins also. That is the reason strong attraction for bhakti is not coming. So as compared to Western people, yes, we are very, very fortunate. But then as compared to those people who came in touch with Srila Prabhupada, maybe we are not that fortunate, but then we are very close to them because still we are in touch with Srila Prabhupada. What did Prabhupada give them? He gave them Mahamantra, he gave them books, he gave them lectures. All of that is still available. Everything is available with us. Mahamantra is there, Prabhupada's Vani is there, audio lectures are available, books are available. What else is needed? Whatever they had, all of that we also have. But now the only difference between the two is they took it up very seriously. Whenever I go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, when I see these foreigners not taking a bhakti so seriously, literally I feel condemning myself. What am I doing as compared to them? This was, I think, a couple of years back when I met Chinese devotees. They are not able to pronounce Hare Krishna Mahamantra properly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is how they were pronouncing. But they're chanting sincerely on the beats they are chanting. Even if they're not able to pronounce. Even if their life previously was something else. Looking at them, it feels, even the Negroes, from South Africa, when they come, looking at them, putting tilak, wearing kanti mala, giving up all the illicit activities and taking to bhakti very, very seriously, it gives a lot of, firstly, it feels very bad that, why I'm not doing it. And secondly, it gives a lot of motivation. If they can do it, why I, an Indian, cannot do it? I have this culture in my, soil in which I've taken birth. And the food that I've eaten has grown in this soil. Then how can I not take to bhakti if they can take to bhakti? Yes, that motivation also comes. So yes, we are very, very fortunate. Right from childhood, we know who is Krishna. We know various activities. We know various holy names of Lord Sri Krishna. We all are very fortunate. It's not that it's new for us. So like that, we are fortunate, but we are unfortunate because we are not taking up very, very seriously, like those people took it up. Unfortunately, we are like slate, completely filled slate. All kachara is filled in that. They were like plain slate, empty slate. Prabhupada went and he wrote. For us, first we have to wipe that, whatever kachara is there, and then we have to write on that. That is the task that we are supposed to do as of now. So like that, we are fortunate, and there is, we are unfortunate also. Devotional service means chanting Mahamantra only. Devotional service means everything that we do for the pleasure of Krishna. Shravanam Kirtanam. These are the two important things. That is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam from realized souls, and accepting prasad of Lord Sri Krishna. These are all different angas of bhakti. God knows everything. Why we should explain to him that whenever something has happened, so that we understand what we are doing. We are such great fools and ignorant people that we don't understand what we are doing. Only when we explicitly tell someone, we'll be able to understand that how sinful I am. Try this tomorrow, or we'll do it now only, while chanting. Yes, just try to recollect, all that sinful activities we have done, and then we'll start feeling that how sinful I am. Why did I do all this? Yes. So when we open our heart in front of the Lord, see, Lord is not going to tell anyone. That's the most important thing. It's secret. That's the best thing. I will not go and tell anyone. So when we open our heart in front of the Lord, that this is what I am. This is how filthy I am, O Lord. When we open our heart in front of the Lord, at that time, two things will happen. One is, we are condemning ourselves and we're praying to the Lord with emotions. And second thing is, looking at our state, Krishna's mercy will flow. So it's very important to tell Krishna that what we are going through currently. I will tell what is my current situation. Look at me, I'm not able to do bhakti. Please help me. These prayers should be there. Can you explain the concept of Chiranjeevi, like Lord Hanuman, Jambavan, when we know that the soul is eternal? Chiranjeevi is basically the person who has attained liberation. They're Chiranjeevi. They are eternal. Hmm. So the ones who attain liberation, they're eternal. They'll not die. So that's what it means. Why karma takes effect after death or in next incarnation? It's like punishing a person today for a mistake committed last year. He won't even understand for what he has been punished. Instead of a reformation, he might turn atheistical, though he would have been spiritual all through. See, Lord knows when to give and what to give. Let's be very clear with this. We might ask that give everything to me now, but Lord knows what is our capacity, and accordingly He gives. Like when it comes to Dhritarashtra, now after 50 lifetimes, all his sons were killed. Lord knows, okay, now he has that strength to withstand. He has got that punya to withstand the punishment that is there. So this is a point that we need to understand and have faith on the words of the Lord and the actions of the Lord, that He knows what is best for me, and He will give things at the right time, whenever it's needed. And if suppose He starts giving all the sinful reactions together, we might not be able to take it at all. At all, we'll not be able to take it. So installment, we keep getting. Some are delayed, some are instant. Some reactions are delayed, some are instant. Those reactions which are delayed, those are very, very heinous reactions, and those are given in installment, so that we'll be able to bear it and purify ourselves and practice bhakti. But those unfortunate people who don't understand the plan of the Lord, they start cursing the Lord. Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But we don't understand the merciful side of the Lord, that why is He doing this? Why, some time back I've done, and now He's giving. He sees the right time. When are we capable? Can this person withstand the current situation? If I give the punishment, we understand He gives that. He gives that. And then it works also. When we look back in our life and join the dots, we will see that how that reactions that we have got of our own sin, we have got it at particular instant when we had that strength to withstand. We'll see ourselves. Join the dots in your own life and see. That's how merciful the Lord is. So this is how it is. So let's understand that if we are intelligent, the Lord who has created us, just imagine how intelligent He will be. So He has the intelligent plan for everyone, and He will not miss anyone. He will not miss to purify anyone, and He'll not miss anyone who is actually sincerely desiring to go back home, back to Godhead. He will give the right thing at the right time, and He'll pull that person back home, back to Godhead. Sometimes it will be painful. That's okay. Parents also beat the kids. Why? To correct them. Krishna is beating us. He's our eternal parent. Full right He has, to beat us left and right. Full right He has. So, okay, He can do it. What's the problem? Hope it answers. What made you take up as monk? I'll send you a link. On that day I spoke this. I don't want to speak it again. One thing which I want you to do is dedicate my life for helping people. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help as many people as possible, because if I get into the normal course of action of life, then it's difficult, to extend myself. But now as an individual, I can. So that was one. Another is I'm a very greedy person. I don't want to waste this human form of life. I just want to march towards one pointed attention. With one pointed attention, I want to march towards the ultimate goal. So these two things actually helped me, to take this decision. If I'm not eating onion garlic, but family wants to eat, can I cook? And so that's what same thing I said. Don't think much about this now. Yes, you follow yourself. You chant very nicely. Pray for all of them. Give them sukruti. Feed them little prasads. Cook something which is prasad and feed them. Automatically things will change. But don't create a ruckus in the family. That no, stop it, this and that. Don't fight, etc. Be logical. Go to the depth of spirituality and pull them up. There's no point in fighting on the superficial platform. Okay, there are so many questions, but time is less. I'll take till 8:30. 4 more minutes are there. 8:30 we'll do mantra meditation. I am veg, but my wife, who is non-veg, allowed my sons to take non-veg for better health. Now they like non-veg more. How to change them back? So yeah, what to do? Once we start committing sin, once we get stuck in that cycle, we start feeling it very nice. That's how it is. So somehow, try to get the entire family together, for chanting, to do kirtan, and go to the temple together. come for attend these discourses together, whatever possible together we can do. And with time, when spiritual credits increase, when they come out of that cycle, it will be easy for them to give up this particular thing. And we can also keep telling them, we can keep giving them sadbuddhi at times, keep the little, not too much also philosophy, little we can keep giving. Now, whenever you find some incident, whenever you go out, whenever you see some video related to the same, how it is not good, slowly, little bit we can show them. And it's not difficult to change the kids. They are innocent. It is difficult to change who are adults, who are culprits. I can't change them. It's difficult. My mom scolds sometimes using prarabdha. She's correct. She's knowledgeable. If destiny is already defined according to past karma, then why do we need to work hard day and night? Not everything is decided in life. As I said, junctions of life are decided. We work hard day and night just to satisfy the mind. That's it. Nothing else. We have to give our 100% so that the mind remains satisfied. If it don't work, no, mind will be crazy. It will not be able to withstand the various things. So we have to work. We have to give our 100%. And when junctions come in our life and we have to decide, should I follow Shastra? Should I reject Shastra? We have to choose following Shastra. I mean, doing spiritual activity and not choosing the sinful activity. So choice will be given to everyone. Today, all of you had choice. Sunday evening, you can sit and watch movie, and nicely have popcorn and do all nonsense possible. But then you all chose to come here to watch a bald person hear his harsh words. So you made a choice. So it was a junction. Every day, we'll have some junction to choose. So like that. See, it's a logical also. If everything is decided, then we are robots, isn't it? Then how is next karma decided then? So everything is not decided. Hope this helps you. Okay, so let's start with the mantra meditation. Please have your questions and post it on Thursday. Thursday exclusive Q&A session we'll have for next few Thursdays. So you all can clarify your doubts on Thursdays. Okay, so let's do mantra meditation now. Please take your beats. I'm sure most of you might have got the beats. Please take your beats and sit in a meditative posture. Close your eyes. Let's reflect today. Whatever we spoke, let's reflect for next 2 minutes. Just try to recollect right from childhood what all sinful activities we have done. Just try to recollect. How we have hurt people, how we have troubled people, how we have done gross sinful activities. How currently also we're involved in sinful activities. Try to recollect all of that. And now think that what qualification I had to start practicing bhakti. Think about that. Did I have any qualification for practicing bhakti? Any time? But Lord is so merciful. Even He's allowing a sinful person like me to practice bhakti. He is giving me an opportunity so that I can get rid of this cycle of papa, kuta, bija completely. And now it's my turn. Now it's my turn to increase the flame, increase the intensity of fire of devotional service. Opportunity is given, but now it's my turn to burn all of that. One side, I will stop doing sinful activities, and another side, I'll increase the flame, I'll increase the intensity. And today, that's what we'll try to do. Let's beg and pray to Krishna. Tell him that this is how fallen I am, O Krishna. I'm no good. I'm no good. But oh Lord, I am not depressed because of that, because I have you, who is everything. And you are the person who can do anything. Anything you can do. You are the Lord of all lords. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, controller of all controllers. For you, what is difficult? for delivering a small, tuchha, fallen personality like me? Is it difficult for you? You've delivered great demons like Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, Kans. I'm just a small incarnation of them. Can't you deliver me? Oh Lord, please help me. I want to practice bhakti intensely, but oh Lord, this sinful tendency in my heart and my culprit mind does not allow me. I'm not able to focus on your holy names. Please help me, oh Lord. I don't want to again get into this cycle. I just want to chant your holy names. I want to practice devotional service very, very seriously and finally attain perfection this very lifetime. Please help me, O Lord. Please help me. With this helpless mood, understanding the technical aspect that we discussed, let us all call out for Krishna. Let's chant. Please repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Let us all chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let us all now sync with the audio. And every single mantra we want to chant, let's call out for help. Let's understand that what is our current situation and how critical it is. And so only by the mercy of Krishna we'll be able to come out of this cycle. Let us all chant intensely today. Here we go.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Keep your eyes closed. Let us all chant 3 times the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let us all take this opportunity and pray to Krishna that please help me. Please help me to become more and more intense in devotional service and increase this flame, the fire of bhakti in my heart more and more. Please help me, O Lord. This very lifetime, I want to come back to me. I don't want to play more here in this material world. Please help me. I'm the most sinful person. And if you shower your mercy, I'll become all pure. Please help me, O Lord. Please help me. Gently open your eyes. Thank you all very much. I've got some announcements before we end for today. For all the Gita course participants who are there, so 4th July is your oath taking ceremony where all of you are taking one step closer to Krishna by taking an oath for chanting 1 round every day. And there's another one that is oath for 4 rounds. For 4 rounds, there is a test that has to be written, open book test, and I guess many of you have already submitted. But the ones who have not submitted, please make sure you submit as soon as possible, so that your mentors will be able to correct your papers and they'll be able to give you the feedback about your understanding of whatever book reading you have done. Yes. And all the ones who are taking 1 round, think again. You can take 4 round Shiksha also. Still a lot of time is there. 4th of July. And 11th of July, we'll have the closed group sessions that will start on every Saturday. 7 p.m. So whatever timing your mentors will communicate to you. So whatever timing it is. And the ones who are mantra meditation students, so I'm trying my best to put you all in some groups, but then as of now the groups are full. I'm trying to find more mentors for all of you all. So let's see how it will go. But then our Thursday sessions will be there for everyone. So everyone can come and attend. I'll be giving those sessions. And every Thursday we'll have session from 8 o'clock, 8 to 9:30. We'll be there together. Where initially now for few sessions we'll take question and answer. And when I'll see that the questions are repeating or it's the same or whatever, and when questions reduce, we'll start with the discourse. We'll start with series of session. So please try your best to come for Thursday evening sessions. I'm extending myself. 8 o'clock is too late for me, but then I'm starting a session at 8, just for all of you all. So please reciprocate by sincerely coming and attending the session. Another very important thing which I want to ask all of you all. I've never asked anything from you all, but this time I want to ask. So here, we are here at ISKCON Whitefield. We want to construct a temple, and we are in the course of purchasing a land. The land is costing 3.5 crores, and by the donation of all the existing devotees, we have got some approximately 2.5 crores we are able to get, but still we are lacking 1.5 crores. So if all of you all contribute something, we'll be in next 2 months. 2 months time is there with us. Little also, that's okay. Whatever it is, we'll be able to construct. Firstly, buy a land and then start the construction. And maybe by the end of this year or max next year, during this time, we'll be able to inaugurate the temple. So after temple construction is done, donations will anyways come. That's not a big thing. But before, when temple construction, whatever donation comes, those are very special, because those are the seed donations for the temple construction. So I request all of you all, doesn't matter what capacity you have, contribute something. Doesn't matter what it is. That doesn't matter, because Krishna sees the bhava, that he sees the intense mood. We have calculated something. Say we need 1.5 crores, approximately 1.2 to 1.5 crores. If suppose there are 300 participants who are there, if suppose people are giving around 35,000 or something like that, depending on one's capacity, we'll be able to meet it very soon, the requirement that is there. And all the ones who are well to do, you can try to give more. It's up to you. And the ones who are not that great monetarily, no problem. Whatever little you can, please give, because we are constructing Krishna's temple, and surely Krishna will reciprocate with that same mood. Someone was asking me today morning that how can married people dedicate their life for Krishna? This is how we do it, by helping in the mission of spreading the knowledge of Krishna consciousness to everyone. And temples are that hub where this knowledge is dissipated from. Yes, we want a big hall where 1,000 people can sit at one go. This is what is our plan. And everyone can do mantra meditation. Just imagine 1,000 people sitting at one go and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The entire place will be reverberating with Mahamantra. So that is the plan. So I request all of you all to help. Whatever details needed, we'll try to circulate in various groups. Okay. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Let's meet Thursday, and let's have the Q&A session. And next Sunday we'll continue the topic Karma in depth. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth Raj Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you.